Under 7 meteorologist Robert Gautreaux popped in earlier about some severe thunderstorm warnings. We actually now have a tornado warning in our viewing area. This is for Mercer County as well as Auglaize County. So this is what we're going to be talking about. And because of this tornado warning, we're going to stay on the air until the threat passes. Not to mention, aside from the tornado warning, we have widespread severe thunderstorm warnings as we are seeing very, very strong wind. Now, what's going on right now? I'm on WHIO-TV. You can watch me right now. We're streaming live on WHIO.com. I'm live on Facebook. If you have any reports to talk to me about or have any questions, I'm obviously not going to be able to answer everybody or get to everybody, but you can contact me through there. I'm also looking at the Weather Service and getting the latest reports. In fact, this cell that's moving through Mercer and Auglaize County right now has at least knocked down a tree and a power pole, and I just tweeted this earlier and put it on Facebook. So let's get into this storm. If you are in Auglaize County or eastern Mercer County, you need to be in your shelter immediately. You need to be in a safe place. You need to be in the lowest level of a sturdy building. If you're in a mobile home, you need to be able to get into a safe place within less than 5 minutes, because a mobile home is not a safe place to be during strong winds, and it's certainly not a safe place to be during a tornado warning. So get into to the lowest level of a sturdy building. Basement is best. Not everyone has a basement. If not, get into the most interior room of your home. That's not always a bathroom. Sometimes bathrooms are on the outer wall of a house or the outer wall of a building. You want to go into the most interior room to put as many walls in between you and this potential tornado as possible. Again, this includes the towns of Salina, it includes Wapakoneta, and so what we're going to do here is bring up several tools to see if we can't get an idea of where the circulation might be. Now, it's hard to see, at least on the radar. Unfortunately, from this distance, the radar is in Clinton County, down in Wilmington. So when you get this far away from the radar, it really is difficult to see any rotation at the bottom of the storm. So I may not be able to see it here on radar. That doesn't mean that there isn't necessarily a tornado. The Weather Service has indicated that there's enough evidence to warrant a tornado warning for this area. This tornado warning lasts until 1:15 p.m. I can tell you, just looking right now at the wind, that it's very, very strong. Looking at 50-mile-per-hour winds, at least as estimated by radar. Other areas may not be as strong, but we're definitely looking at the chance for some potential rotation, but some strong wind here. So again, it looks like, actually, if I have to say anything, more of the threat's going to be in Auglaize County. But if you're in Wapakoneta, if you're in Salina, if you're in between there, if you're on, I think that's US 33, if you're somewhere along that route in between, if you're near Moulton, just north of New Knoxville, you need to be in a shelter immediately. Again, this is a tornado warning, which is going to last until 1:15 a.m., so for the next 25 minutes. And aside from that, we do have the widespread severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, you can see it looks like most of the strongest wind has actually been down toward the south. And so we actually had a wind report, I believe it was in Fayette County, Indiana, may have been just outside of that, of 70 miles per hour. I'm clicking down here and I'm getting just radar estimated wind gusts around 60 miles per hour or more. So we are looking at a great wind threat. But again, we're breaking on television right now because of this threat for a tornado. A tornado warning has been issued for Mercer County as well as Auglaize County, and again, that's until 1:15 a.m. So if you are in those areas, you need to be in the safest place possible, which is the most interior room of your home. You need to put as many walls in between you. And again, the basement is the best place to be in this situation. If you don't have a basement, you need to be in an interior room, and that's not always a bathroom. I mean, yeah, bathrooms are a little bit more sturdy. They have piping and different things like that, so the walls are a little bit more sturdy. But if that bathroom has windows, if it's on the outer wall of a house, again, that's not the safest place to be. A small room, no windows, small closet, under the stairs if you have to be. You want to be on the bottom floor, and again, the most interior room of the house. Unfortunately, because this tornado warning is so far away from the radar, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to see any sort of rotation on the map. But from what I can see just now is the very strong wind associated with this, and it looks like the strongest wind is making its way into northwestern Auglaize County, and again up to the northwest of Wapakoneta. Although if you are in Moulton, if you are in Wapakoneta, again, you need to be in a shelter. You need to be, if you're in a mobile home, you need to be in a very safe place as well. These are some very strong winds. This some winds of about 60 to 70 miles per hour. And so let me get some of the latest updates here from the Weather Service. It looks like Butler County has a wind gust of about 48 miles per hour. And we look at a couple other places here. I mentioned that there was the power pole as well as the tree. Here it is, tree and power pole down on Park Road West. That's near State Route, State Route 49, north of Fort Recovery in Mercer County. And that's likely part of this same system that is now moving into Auglaize County. So that particular cell, which may be producing a tornado at this point, has at least knocked down some trees and power poles out there. And reading some more of the latest warnings from here, we're seeing some, so from the Weather Service, we're seeing increasing circulation in a couple areas moving from Mercer County into Auglaize County, especially on the radar. So tornado warning is issued on that. They'll be issuing some more severe thunderstorm warnings further south along the line, as well as heading into the Dayton metro area. So as of right now, we don't have that severe thunderstorm warning in Dayton. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, so I had to zoom out a little bit. So we do have that tornado warning up to the north, which now just includes Auglaize County. So if you're in Mercer County at the moment, you're in the clear. You're in Salina, you're in the clear. If you're in Auglaize County, and that does include Wapakoneta, then again, you need to be in your shelter. The National Weather Service has seen some evidence of some circulation with this storm. We've been mentioning throughout the night that the main threat with this system passing through is going to be wind, and that is still the case. But there is the chance for a brief spin up with situations like this. And the fact that it is coming a little bit later into the night is good news, because the available energy for this system is starting to diminish a little bit. I mean, one example is you don't see a lot of lightning bolts here in this system. I mean, it is going to bring some heavy rain and it is bringing some lightning, but it's a little bit weaker than it would be if it was a little bit earlier. So that is some good news. But the Weather Service, again, has issued, in fact, just out of our viewing area, getting near Lima now, it looks like they've actually issued a tornado warning. So it does look like we see the strongest wind with this cell that they've warned up near Auglaize County. It actually does look like it may be moving out of the viewing area. This is starting to get on the edge of our viewing area, just getting into getting close to Lima. And so, in fact, if you know people in Lima, or if you're even able to watch us in Lima, if you're watching us maybe even on the live stream in Lima, it's not technically our viewing area, but I would say if you're in Lima, you need to get in shelter as well. Get into, again, the most interior room of a sturdy building. If that's a basement, that's great. If you don't have a basement, again, as many walls between you and the storm as possible. Those walls are like shields. And so if you have wall protecting you, that's going to be your best bet. Plus, a small room is going to be very sturdy. And so we've been seeing an increase. The National Weather Service has been seeing an increase in strength in the storm moving through Warren County as well. And we've been seeing some strong wind down there. I've been watching the winds, and it's been pretty consistent as far as 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. So they issued a warning on that storm as it heads east toward the National Weather Service in Wilmington. And so I would say that the greatest threat for us this evening, aside from this tornado warning that is just moving, it looks like it's just going to move out of the viewing area here soon enough, is still going to be wind. So I'm going to scroll down here and turn on just the Doppler part of the radar, the rain part. And you can see how we do have some bands of heavy rain, and now a majority of the area is under some type of warning. Most of it is severe thunderstorm warning. So it's going to include Shelby County, it's going to include Miami County, and it now includes Montgomery County. Now it is raining a little bit in Dayton, but we're not seeing a lot of the heavy rain, or at least the main line of storms moving through. Although you don't have to go that far south either. As you head into Clinton County, you're going to start to see a line of heavy rain coming through. If you're in Lebanon right now, you're experiencing some very heavy rain, and you don't even have to be right under this heavy rain to be experiencing the strongest wind. There's likely some very strong wind ahead of these lines as they move through. So Warren County, Butler County, Clinton County, we're looking at those areas. And again, Montgomery County now under this severe thunderstorm warning. I can tell you, if you're in Indiana watching us now, it looks like for the most part the threat has diminished quite a bit as the main line of storms makes its way into the state of Ohio. So again, stay inside still. I would say if you are in Union County, I mean, there's probably still some gusty winds, and it's going to be a little bit breezy here overnight as well. So I'm hopping here over to Facebook to see if anyone's got any reports or anything, because again, I'm on Facebook Live right now, and I recommend if you're watching me on Facebook Live, if you need to see the imagery to which I'm referring, go on WHIO.com. You can see the maps. This is just for some interaction to get updates, and if we have any questions, I can maybe focus on the area. So I've got a report. I'm reading some reports that I'm getting from you right now via Facebook, and I have one report from Donald of reports of an overturned semi-truck near US 33 and Oregon Road. That's a report from a viewer. Let's see what else we have here. 4,000 outages. I'm gonna walk away real quick. If you want to pull up the map here for a second, Calvin, I'm gonna pull up the outage map and see if I can't get an idea. So according to our producer, we have about 4,000 outages across the region and up north. Okay, yeah, so we're getting close probably to those counties up here. I'm about to pull it up here real quick, and we'll be able to get a good idea of exactly where we're seeing some power outages. And so, again, we expected this. We expected some strong winds. That was going to be the main threat here over the course of several hours. And so, let's see. All right, if you you've got that outage map too. I have it on Max 1 if you want to show that, if it's a little easier to see for the viewers, a little less complex. But what I'm looking at is Mercer County, which has over 3,000, so 5,000 total. So we have 5,000, according to this map, 5,384 outages. Most of them are up toward the north. And I mentioned that power pole went out earlier it fell down, as well as the tree earlier in Mercer County. So I have to imagine that might be related. But the most outages we have across the region at the moment are in Mercer County, with 3,000 outages, just over 3,000 outages. Darke County has almost 1,000 outages. And then Butler County, where I mentioned we have kind of the strongest winds, at least consistently that I've been seeing, have been down toward the southern parts of the viewing area. And so Butler County has just over 1,000 outages as well. And I expect these outages to expand farther west, and that's likely what we're going to see here as the main line of storms continues to push through the Miami Valley. And so the good news is that it's actually moving with a high rate of speed. And I want to check in too on this real quick, because it's been a minute or two since we've been in the tornado warning. So let me see if we can't get a better zoom here. And so it looks like, no, I would have to say the risk for rotation, which again is going to be hard to see because this is quite a ways from the radar. See, the radar goes up at an angle from, it's located in Wilmington, and it goes up at an angle. And with the curvature of the earth, and even if it's just at a slight angle, the curvature of the earth, it starts to pull away a little bit. And so it's really hard to see those lowest levels of the cloud, of the thunderstorm, which is where you're likely going to have circulation. And so there's other things you need to look at, and the National Weather Service has indicated. And so I'm going to pull up to another tool we like to use, which is going to be a debris detector. And again, I don't see that necessarily, but again, this is so far away from the radar that even if there was a little bit of debris, it might be difficult to see, because in order to see it, it would have to fly up pretty high. And so what you would typically expect to see if there was some debris would be a blue in this field of red somewhere. And thankfully we don't see that, but again, it's quite a ways from the radar. And so it's very strong winds regardless. I have measured some winds, at least by radar, 50 miles per hour. So let me see if I can actually get any reports from the Weather Service and see if we have anything else new here. So again, we've had some reports of 60 miles per hour. So again, I mentioned the power lines. Now we're getting some emergency manager getting some information here. Multiple power lines down on State Route 703, just west of Fort Turkey Road in eastern Mercer County. And also getting reports of several trees down in the city of Salina. Hog barns damaged on Park Road near Fort Recovery. And I mentioned Fort Recovery earlier as that power line, or at least the power pole and the tree were down. So that is from an emergency manager of I actually don't know what county that's in, but that's being reported here. So, all right, continuing the tornado warning. Okay, so we'll go back to the map here, and you can see Wapakoneta is still under this tornado warning. And so this tornado warning encompasses just really the north central part of Auglaize County. So that includes Wapakoneta and I-75 up toward the top. And then you can see, Gabby, how is that pronounced? Uniopolis? You're going to have
Uniopolis,
to.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're going to have these. I'm always very strict at pronouncing these towns correctly, but the smallest towns, I don't know them all yet, so you'll have to forgive me. But yes, and so again, if you're still in Wapakoneta, I would say still stay in your safe place because it's so difficult to see any kind of rotation here, because it's so far away, the best place to do is just stay in here, because I'll let you know if, okay, you can get out, you're safe. But in these cases, since it's so difficult to see, if you're still in the warned area, you're gonna wanna stay in your safe place for a little bit longer. It does look like it's moving toward the north. And again, if you know people in Lima, they should be in a shelter as well. That's just outside the viewing area. So as far as any more reports, let me check here with the Weather Service. We definitely have lots of power outages, and I haven't seen, not seeing an update on that power outage map yet. So when we see some new numbers come in, we'll see if there's anything else to add. And so had some reports on Facebook earlier. Let me see if there's any more. It is definitely going to be raining hard, and that's something you can expect here. There's the power outage map. Haven't seen a big change with that. You're still looking at over 5,000 homes without power, a majority of which is up near Mercer County. I imagine we're going to see some pop up here soon in Auglaize County. Darke County also has a lot, just under 1,000, and then Butler County just over 1,000. And I would imagine too, even though it's not on this map, I would imagine Fayette County and Union County probably have several power outages as well, because that's where it seems like most of the strongest wind has been really focused down there. So let's see, there's definitely some bad lightning. Let's see, looking up any more input from viewers, and I appreciate y'all sending me messages and commenting, because I'm getting some info. So there is a lot of wind. Yes, so Vandalia, Troy, you're probably seeing a lot of wind. Those areas are included in a severe thunderstorm warning. So aside from that tornado warning, we have severe thunderstorm warnings draped across the Miami Valley. So if you're in Dayton, if you're in Brookville, where the line is actually coming through now, you're probably seeing a lot of wind. In fact, that's where Brandon Lewis is. I'm not sure if he's able to go live right now, but I think we have his camera up, or at least we can pull up. He's in Storm Tracker right now, and so I imagine he's getting some of the heaviest rain. And yeah, so he's in Storm Tracker, and you can see some of the heavy rain, yeah, definitely falling at this point. And so the good news is that this line of storms is now, okay, so this is something new. So we actually have a tornado warning in Troy at this moment. So we still have that one in northern Auglaize County, and we now have a tornado warning in Troy. So this is going to include Pleasant Hill. This is going to include Covington. West Milton is just, looks like, yeah, just barely in it, and Troy as well. So if you're in these, and Laura, if you are in Troy, if you're in Miami County at this moment, you need to seek shelter. The National Weather Service has indicated that there is evidence of a tornado possible here in Miami County. And so this storm, again, is moving at a fairly decent speed. I'm going to pull up a couple tools here to see if we can't see if there's any circulation. It's going to be a little bit easier to see here because it's a little bit closer to the radar. And so here's something I want to point out. You see all these bright colors off toward the left side of your screen? That's going to be some very strong wind. And so we're getting wind speeds of 50 miles per hour all within this system, embedded in this system. Now, I can't see much circulation looking at this tool here, because again, it is a little bit far away. But I would say if you were in Troy, if you were in Piqua, if you were in between there, you need to be in a safe place, because there is a potential for a tornado there. Yeah, look, I'm getting 59-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And so even if there is not a tornado necessarily on the ground, there's some very strong wind. So again, the safest places to be. You may be new to Ohio, you may be new to tornadic weather. The best place to be is going to be in the lowest part of a sturdy building. That is going to be a basement if you have one. If you don't have a basement, the lowest level, the first floor of whatever building you're in. And it may be a bathroom that is the most interior room of your home. It tends to be, especially if it's a half bath without windows, that sort of thing. But it's not always necessarily a bathroom. You want to go in the most interior room of your home. You want to put as many walls up between you and the tornado, potential tornado, as possible. That's going to act like a shield almost. And with a small room, it's going to be a lot more sturdy. If you can go under stairs, if that's the best place for you to go to reach, you need to be there. If you're in a mobile home and you are in Miami County, you need to be within a safe place, somewhere that is 5 minutes away. And that's part of a plan that you should develop if you live in a mobile home anywhere across the Miami Valley. So we are dealing with now a tornado warning, 2 tornado warnings. We have the one in north central Auglaize County, and we have the one as well in Miami County. Very strong winds associated with this, and we're looking at power outages, numerous power outages across the area. And so this potential tornado, it looks like it's potentially moving through Pleasant Hill at the moment, where if there's any sign of circulation. And again, Troy, between Troy and Piqua, again, get in your safe place. I know there are some people in Troy, they're sending me messages here. Yeah, all right. There's some people sending me messages. It's getting very, very windy in Troy. I'm going to pull up the weather, the actual camera in Troy. I think this camera is pointed toward the east, but we're going to see what we can at least see. I mean, it is dark, so let's. I'm going to pull it up here real quick. It's going to take me 1 second, but I'm going to see if we can at least get an idea of what's going on here outside in Troy. Again, if you're just joining, there is a tornado warning in Miami County, and that does include Troy. So it seems fairly quiet here in the town square. The wind is certainly blowing, and so let me see if I can't try and rotate this camera and get a little bit better image. Again, I think we're looking toward the east at this point, and so where the storm is approaching is from the west. And so I'm pulling it up here, and let me see if I can't rotate it as this loads. Okay, so I'm rotating it off toward the west, and I'm going to see if it looks like we have power at least up that way, but there's definitely some strong wind. So this is West Main Street. We're going to be looking west toward West Main Street, and that's what we're looking at now. So we're quite a ways downtown, and I'll probably keep the camera here just in case anything approaches, but we definitely have some strong wind approaching the area. I would say if you're near the Walmart, you're probably going to be seeing some very, very strong wind here soon. That's just west of the interstate. That's near the, there's what's around there? There's the Marion's Pizza, and there's the Meyer around there. It looks like that's where some of the strongest wind will be moving here at the moment. So just be aware of that. And then again, just up north of there as well. So between Piqua and Troy. But if you are in, okay, so this is, you see this purple box here? This is what our weather graphics actually do when there is a confirmed tornado warning. So according to our weather graphics, there's actually a confirmed tornado on the ground here in Miami County. That's what that purple box means when it pops up. And so again, if you are in Miami County, if you are in Troy, if you are in Piqua, if you are in West Milton, if you are just north of Tip City, if you are in Fletcher, you need to be in a safe place. You need to be in the most interior room of your home. What you can do, we are streaming live on WHIO.com. We are on 1290 AM and 95.7 FM. If you can take a radio with you, if you can take a charged phone with you, a tablet, your laptop, and you can stream us live, listen to us live in your safe place so you can know what's going on. That's the beauty of technology here in 2023. All of these methods to remain informed you can bring with you in these areas so we can keep you safe. It's not the old days where you have to turn on your TV really loud and hope you can hear it. There are many ways to stay informed with what's going on. And we do have this tornado warning, which according to our graphics software, and I'm going to get some of the latest updates here from the Weather Service, but it does seem to be 12,000 outages in... Okay, yeah, so you want to pull up that outage map real quick we have on Max 1. So we still have the 3,000 power outages in Mercer County. We have just under 3,000 outages in Darke County. We have 3,500 outages in Preble County. And about almost 1,200 outages in Butler, and then Shelby County. So Miami County probably has some outages as well. Now the camera, I can't see that. I'm still seeing some lights in downtown Troy. The camera is looking west on West Main Street, looking toward the interstate. And so you can see we still have power there, but the potential of this tornado has it's potentially just crossing the interstate at this moment. And again, according to our weather graphics, there is a tornado on the ground. Let me pull up get the latest information from the National Weather Service and see exactly what's going on here, if there are any reports. And so
that way as
he
well.
Is? Okay, so Brandon Lewis is in Storm Tracker, and he is headed up I-75. He was in Brookville. We showed you earlier how he was in some of the heaviest rain, and so there he is. He's on the interstate, and he's heading north toward on I-75. I assume he might be on I-70 still, but he's heading north towards Miami County, because again, in Miami County, we have a tornado warning until 1:45 a.m. If you are in Troy, if you're in Fletcher, if you're in Christiansburg, if you are in Piqua, you need to be in your safe place because of this tornado warning. And let me see here from the Weather Service if there's any reports from here. Tornadic debris signature in Miami County. So let me look that up here. I'm going to pull up the debris again here.
Checking with the dust too. We haven't heard of anything yet, but we are making calls. But again, this is just happening. We've got Brandon headed that way as well, Robert, while you're looking.
Okay, so I actually do see a signature of some debris here. This is going to be just north of downtown Troy, just north of the square, and so along North County Road. So you see how the field is kind of that fuchsia color, that rose color, and then you see in the middle of that field of that pinkish color, there is that gold. So that is that abnormal color. I said blue, sometimes it is blue, but it's that abnormal color surrounded by the field of a different color. What this shows us is usually when the radar scans, and this is the latest updates with the radars here in the last several years, it doesn't just show you which way the rain particles, the ice particles are moving. It can actually tell if something is not precipitation related. So if it's usually with a raindrop or hailstone, you at least have a somewhat of a uniform shape. But if there's actually a tornado on the ground and it's picking up debris, it's picking up sticks, leaves, fences, parts of trees, branches, then it's going to be abnormally shaped. And that's what we're seeing here. The radar is actually picking up evidence of abnormally shaped things among these more spherical objects in the atmosphere. And so according to this tool, there does seem to be a tornado on the ground, and Casstown is potentially in its path. So again, if you are in Troy, if you are in Casstown, especially, you need to be in your shelter immediately, the most interior room of your home. Here's a look at Troy. I'm going to pan the camera a little bit more toward the north, because it seems like that's where the risk is at this moment. And we still have power in downtown Troy. We're looking west. So I'm going to scan up here a little bit more toward the north now. And again, it's dark. It's going to be really hard to see anything, but we're looking a little bit more north. And so I would say just north of the town square in Troy is where we potentially have a tornado on the ground. And it does look like, at least according to this evidence, that we certainly may have one. So I'm looking just south of Fletcher. Looks like it's about to cross State Route 589 between Fletcher and Casstown. And also, if you look at just a little bit toward the east, it looks like it's going to be pretty close to Christiansburg here soon. But it does appear that there is a tornado on the ground, and that is reiterated by the purple box that tends to pop up when there is a confirmed tornado. And then also reports from the Weather Service has said we're likely seeing a tornadic circulation continuing to move east, now a few miles east of Troy, again approaching Casstown. So if you are in Casstown right now, especially, you need to be in your shelter, because there does seem to be evidence of a tornado on the ground. Again, if you're in Christiansburg, if you're south of Fletcher, between Fletcher and Casstown, you need to be in your shelter immediately.
And Robert, I'm talking with some people. They live around Pleasant Hill. They said that they had some strong winds. Some people briefly lost power at this particular point. I was asking if there was any rotation that they saw, anything abnormal. And at this point, they say right now they're just waiting to see. They're in their safe place. They said their power stayed on, but 2 streets over it went out. So that's what I'm hearing in Pleasant Hill. But again, if you are in that area that Robert is showing you, make sure you're in your your safe place. This is the time of morning. It's 1:15 in the morning, Robert. A lot of people are sleeping.
Yes.
So if you know people that live in this area, we're working to confirm if there is a tornado on the ground, but the evidence is showing, at least what you're seeing on radar, that is a definite possibility.
Yeah, and so if you do know people in these areas and perhaps they are asleep, you need to call them. You need to let them know that there is a confirmed tornado on the ground, and we're seeing evidence of that with the debris potentially on the ground, and the National Weather Service has indicated rotation. And so if they're between Casstown and Fletcher, they need to be woken up. They need to be in a safe place. And again, that's going to be interior room. That's going to be a basement, most likely. Now, we do have that tornado warning. Much of you are probably also seeing some strong wind and heavy lightning. And that we've been seeing the heavy line of storms make their way through the Miami Valley. It's actually broken up quite a bit in Dayton, at least the storms themselves. We also have a nice heavy line moving through Wilmington, which is where the National Weather Service is located. That's why you see the radar spinning around there just south of Wilmington in Clinton County. So there is a nice little band moving through there with some strong wind. So strong wind all across the region. But right now, that real concern is with this storm in Troy. And I see it's a little concerning here. It looks like it's a little difficult to make out. I mean, it's embedded within this system, but it almost looks like, I'm gonna see if I can't draw it here, but it almost looks like there's a little bit of a rotation here embedded with this system. And so again, it's a little far away from the radar, so it's a little difficult to tell, but I already showed you earlier that there's some sign of some debris there. And so there is most likely a tornado. That's also, we see where those arrows are still there. It looks like that's where some of the strongest wind is too. You see these real bright pixels. Let me click them and see how fast they are. 40 miles per hour, 37. I know it says negative, but it's an absolute value. So it's going to be 40, 30 miles per hour. Okay, this scan looks a little bit better, but again, it is far away from the radar. I'm gonna bring the debris tracker back up and see what that looks like. Okay, so I do still see some signs, and it looks like this does seem to be some evidence of debris. It looks like it is just south of Fletcher. So again, like I mentioned, if you're along State Route 589 between Casstown and Fletcher, if you're in Fletcher, if you're in Casstown, you need to be in a safe place because it does look like that there is a tornado on the ground. So let me get some updates from the National Weather Service. There is no late update there. I know some of y'all have been sending me messages here on Facebook, or I'm streaming live. It is raining hard in Miami County. Let's see, really bad lightning. Looks like, is Piqua clear? Yeah, if you're in Piqua, you are in the clear at this moment. So again, I'm interacting with you live. If you want to interact with me, you can go on Facebook, and I'm streaming live here so for updates. It's because some of you have some updates. Some of you have told me you're out with power outages. Yes, Troy has a tornado on the ground. There is some strong wind in Piqua, but it looks like any risk for a tornado, you are in the clear. If you are in Troy at the moment, too, you are in the clear. The main area we're concerned with at this point is going to be between Fletcher and Casstown. State Route 589 is where we're seeing some evidence of debris here. All right. Let me see. I'm looking at any more. Sydney and Shelby County, yes. We're just looking at, again, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings. The main interest we're looking at as far as a tornado is going to be just in Miami County. Now, if this continues, we're going to have to look at these counties off toward the east. But you'll notice that we're mainly been focused on eastern Miami County at the moment, but we're going to have to keep an eye on Champaign County and perhaps Logan County as well as this system moves through. I would say Clark County is okay at this point, but as I've been watching this debris ball travel, or this, I would have to say, yeah, debris ball. I mean, I want to say potential, but earlier, the last couple scans, it definitely looked evident of a good debris ball. But if you're in these counties off toward the east, you're going to want to pay attention. If you are in Shelby County, it looks like for the most part, you're in the clear as far as this main line of storms. So you're good there. You can see the heavy line now moving into Logan County and as well as Champaign County. Urbana, you're not seeing the heavy line yet, but Bellefontaine, you're about to get some heavy rain. You're probably already seeing some heavy wind. And where is Brandon right now? It looks like he's off the interstate.
Shelby, I know that you were in communication with him. We also know that Jared's brother, who is our videographer, His brother lives in Casstown, and he is in the basement with his family. So,
Okay.
but they're keeping an eye on that as well.
Okay, so it does look like the main this main line is now just on the eastern edge of Miami County. So again, if I'm going to name off some counties. If you're in these counties, you're in the clear. It's still going to be windy, mind you. You don't want to go outside, but if you are in Auglaize County, you're good. If you are in Mercer County, you're good. If you're in Shelby County, if you're in Darke County, if you're in Preble County, you're good. If you're in Montgomery County, you're pretty good too. Now, if you're down to the south, say Butler County, at least southeast Butler County, I'd still stay inside. There's still a nice heavy band going through there, as well as if you're in Warren and Clinton County. If you're in Greene County, I would stay in your shelters, or I would stay inside as well. But if you're in these northern counties, just to the west of Miami County, to the north of Miami County, you're fine. But Miami County is, we're about to leave this, actually this line is about to leave Miami County at the moment. I'm going to pull the debris ball back up too to see if, okay, so it's not as clear anymore, but I would still stay in shelter if you were in this eastern part of Miami County for just a little bit longer. If you're near Fletcher, if you're near Christiansburg, and I would say even Casstown, just hang on a little bit longer as this system moves through, and we'll see what the Weather Service does, because this expires at 1:45, and it's already to the edge of this warning. So we're going to have to see if they actually extend this warning out toward the east, toward Champaign and Logan County, because I still see some evidence potentially of some stuff in the air that is not meteorological in nature. But these latest scans do look a little bit better as we move forward.
And Robert, I'm getting some messages. Tornado sirens now going off in West Milton. People can hear them from their house as well. And I just talked with our desk. They are not getting any reports of damage yet, but again, it is dark. The reports are just coming in. A lot of people are doing what you need to be doing and staying in your safe place and listening to us. So, you know, if you can't take your television, stream us on your phone. That is something that you can do. And the sirens have been going off twice in Troy. I'm talking with Steve Baker. Many of you remember him. But again, listening right now, sirens just started going off in West Milton. So,
and I would say at this point, if you are in West Milton, you're probably okay. The main line of storms is pushed far east of there. If you're in Troy, you're okay. If you're in Piqua, you're okay. And to be honest now, it looks like the main threat is really starting to enter Champaign County, and as well as Logan County. But I mean, we still have this tornado warning here. Let me see if the Weather Service is updating at all with this. And I mean, we do still have this tornado warning, but it does look like the main threat is moving out of the county at this point. So we're just going to have to hold on to the Weather Service and see what's going on. It does look like, I mean, there might still be some evidence here north of Christiansburg. It looks really elongated. And so, okay, so here's the latest scan now. And so what we did see as a debris ball is really starting to kind of diminish. And so, but I'm still following that same area of the storm, and it's now entering Champaign County. So we do still have this tornado warning here, but again, yeah, if you're in West Milton, if you're in Troy, you're in Piqua, and even if you're in Fletcher, you're in the clear now. I would say Shelby County or Miami County, hang on for another 5 minutes if you're in the eastern part of Miami County. But beyond that, yeah, we do have now, which have been issued in the last several minutes, are some severe thunderstorm warnings now draped across our entire eastern parts of the viewing area. So we do have Logan County, we have Champaign County, Greene County now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And so we still have this line moving through. There's still some very strong wind associated with it. And it looks like, I imagine they're going to cancel this tornado warning here. Okay, I'll tell you right now, if you're in Miami County, you're in the clear. So any town within Miami County, Troy, Piqua, West Milton, if you're in Fletcher, if you are in Casstown, you're in the clear now. This main line of storms is pushing through into Champaign County as well as Logan County. And so as of right now, the warning is still up there, but as far as right now, it doesn't look like they're going to issue, or at least not yet, another tornado warning into those counties. And from what I can tell, it does look like there is less evidence of any potential rotation with those storms. And so, yeah.
If you don't mind, I just got some information from our desk. They said they talked with the sheriff's office. They haven't had any confirmation of seeing a tornado. They did tell our crews, though, that there's a power pull down on State Route 718 and Forest Hill Road. Also, there's that report of that semi blown over that you were talking about earlier. That's on I-75 in Wapak. So those are the reports that we have so far. And there's now 14,000 people in our area that are without power. That is from Duke Energy, AES Ohio. Here's the outage map. This gives you a little bit more indication of what you were talking about while you were tracking those high winds. And this is a list of where everything is. It looks like the most power's out is in Preble County at this point, Darke County, Mercer County.
And that Miami County number just updated too, so I figured it would be a little bit delayed. So as of right now, about 1,400 out without power in Miami. So the total across the entire Miami Valley is going to be about just under 14,500 people without homes without power. And so yeah, as Gabby was saying, majority of those are going to be in Mercer County as well as Darke County and Preble County. That's where you see the red. And so that tornado warning, again, it's still in Miami County, but you're in the clear at this point. I would say if you're in your shelter, that it would be safe to get out of the shelter, but stay inside at the same time. Stay inside a sturdy building. So if you're in the basement, you can go down up to the first floor at this point. So what we're dealing with here, now that it looks like that tornado threat is for the most part diminished. Not completely, I'm saying that particular storm, it looks like it's diminished, but what we're dealing with now is mainly with this line of storms, it's going to be the strong wind. And we've had evidence of this storm producing wind of 60 to 70 miles per hour, especially down toward the south, but we've certainly had some instances of that. Obviously, it's done enough damage to cause some power outages. Power poles gone down. It was a semi-truck.
Wapakoneta. You know, Brandon Lewis just got to Tip City if you want to take any images of him. And he's not seeing a lot right now, but there's the rain. He's moving towards those areas that you've been tracking. So this is what it looks like right now. At least it looks calm here. And that is something that is good. And like you said, these are moving very, very fast.
Absolutely. I mean, the system is a little slower than we anticipated, but in general, the system is moving through fairly quickly. And the main threat was going to be wind. And so far, that's really what we've seen, aside from this tornado in Miami County. And we did say, I mean, the chance with these systems, there was a chance of a brief spin-up tornado, and it does look like that's what we've seen so far. I mean, we'll have to, obviously it's dark too, it's hard to tell, but there was some evidence on radar, among a few other things, where we actually saw evidence of a potential tornado. So I'd like to mention a lot of you are in Montgomery County, I mean the city of Dayton, as well as Centerville, and you're likely in the clear as far as some of the worst of this. I mean, stay inside, it's still raining, it's still a bit windy, but yes, Miami County, you're okay at the moment. You are still under a severe thunderstorm warning. It is still a little bit breezy out there, but it looks like the most intense wind likely has pushed off toward the east. So again, I'm going to name a few counties because some of you are sending me messages. And this is typical when you're on the air, you know, what about this town? What about this county? I'm going to name some counties off, and if you're in these counties, you're going to be in the clear. You just stay inside. So if you're in Mercer County, you're in the clear. If you're in any of our Indiana counties, you're in the clear. Montgomery, Preble, Shelby County, Auglaize County. I said Mercer. I mixed myself up. Mercer, Darke, Preble, yeah, y'all are in the clear as well. If you are in Miami County, you're in the clear too. What we're looking at, where we're still looking at the potential, and really most of Butler County is in the clear. I would say in southeastern Butler County, you're still dealing with some heavy rain. So I'd say just to the west of Mason, you're still dealing with some rain. But if you're in Butler County, if you're in Clinton County, you're still going to be dealing with some strong wind here for the next 30 minutes or so. So you're out of the clear as you're not in any under tornado threat or anything, but stay inside because you still have a line of some heavy storms moving through. If you're in Greene County, if you're near Xenia, you're probably going to be experiencing some strong wind here too. The line's a little bit weaker up there, but you still have a little bit to deal with. If you are in Champaign County, if you're in Logan, if you are in Clark County, I would also, you're still not really out of it just yet. You need to just stay inside as you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. It's still going to be a little bit windy there. So it really, if you want to summarize it, anywhere really west of I-75 at this point, for the most part, is looking okay. The main threat is pushed off toward the eastern sides of our viewing area. Gabby?
All right, and we just got a report of southbound I-75 in Miami County. It's closed at the 105-mile marker. That's due to a semi on its side. That's according to the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Our crews just confirmed that again. Southbound I-75 closed at the 105-mile marker due to a semi on its side. They sent the information to me. That is just south of State Route 571, and that is again in Miami County. Those high winds and a lot of truckers at night. This is something that you know, you were afraid of with the high-profile vehicles, with the type of wind speeds that we were expecting, Robert.
All right, so we have a new tornado warning. This is going to include Urbana. If you're in Urbana, get in a shelter immediately. So Champaign County, this is until 2 a.m. The National Weather Service has indicated that that storm that moved through Miami County is likely has the potential still to produce a tornado. And so that's what we're looking at now. So if you are in Urbana, if you are anywhere near Urbana, if you are along US Highway 68, if you're on North Main Street, you need to be in your shelter right now. So this doesn't, I mean, this is Urbana, but this is also really anywhere in Champaign County at this point. As you can see, that heavy rain just to the west of Urbana. Let's pull up a few tools here and see if we can't see any instance of circulation or anything. It's going to be hard to tell again, but it looks like there might be a little bit of evidence here to the west or southwest of Urbana. So this area has my interest right here. So anywhere, if you are west, if you are near Urbana, if you're in central and eastern Champaign County, you need to be in your shelter immediately again, because it does look like that system, which has allegedly produced a tornado in Miami County, is now moving through Champaign County. Yeah, so I do see a little bit more evidence. See, this is right around there. This is a little bit closer to the radar, so that means the radar is scanning a little bit lower in the cloud. So it does look like there is a little bit better of an indication that we might actually be seeing a little bit of rotation. So let me turn on the debris, and yeah, okay, so see where I circled? That's a good indicator. I circled those areas of interest saying, ooh, this looks like there could be a little bit of circulation there. And you'll notice this is the debris detector. Again, this is a field of rose, fuchsia, and then you have this random ball out of nowhere, which is sort of this yellow color. And so that indicates that there is likely, potentially, some debris being picked up that isn't spherical or meteorological in nature. And so again, if you are southwest of Urbana, if you're in Urbana, but if you're southwest of Urbana, you need to be in shelter right now. You need to be in the lowest level of a sturdy building. If you are around Urbana, you need to move in, if you're in a mobile home, you need to be somewhere in less than 5 minutes. That is a sturdy place, because this is a potential tornado that it's making its way through Champaign County at the moment with very strong winds. This storm itself has had a history of potentially producing a tornado across Miami County. And so again, we're still dealing with this same storm. So if you are in Champaign County, if you are in Urbana, you need to seek shelter immediately, because there is a tornado warning for this storm until 2 a.m. Let me see if we can get some of the latest scans here. And yeah, it's still the same scan, but and let me get the latest update from the Weather Service too, and see what they've reported with this particular tornado warning. We're still dealing with the same cell, it looks like, as we were dealing earlier, and I'm gonna have to refresh this as we go on. So we do have. So what's going on? Okay. So what we have, excuse me, is this tornado warning is pushing through Urbana. So again, if you're in Urbana at the moment, you need to be in a shelter immediately. You need to be in the lowest level of a building. You need to be in the most interior room of your home. Again, that isn't necessarily always a bathroom. Bathrooms are typically found in the interior room of a home. They typically are small, especially like a half bathroom. They don't have windows. Just because you have a bathroom, it might be on the outer wall. You know, that's not the safe place to be. You want to be in the most interior room of your home as possible. And it does look like we do have some evidence of some rotation here. So let me bring the debris back up, and then trying to see how fast the storm is moving so I can give you an idea of some places and about when to expect it. So we're still looking at, I still see that debris ball. It actually looks like it's moving a bit to the south. But again, if you're anywhere near Urbana, you need to be in shelter immediately, because this is another tornado warning that we're dealing with across the Miami Valley. And if you are outside of Champaign County, you're still looking at some strong winds. Now, eastern Logan County and it looks like much of Clark County and the northern parts of Greene County actually are still under severe thunderstorm warning. So we're just dealing with our eastern counties at the moment. So if you are in a county which has I-75 in it, or if you are west of I-75, you are in the clear. We're mainly looking at these eastern counties at the moment. And so let's see, let's get the latest scan here. And it looks like there is some potential rotation around Urbana, just south of Urbana. It's weak from what I can see, but again, it is a little far from the radar. So would you say, Shelby? Okay. Let me pull this up too, and let's see. I still see that what is potentially a debris ball, again, to the southwest of Urbana. So again, if you're anywhere around Urbana, you need there and see it moved again. So this is potentially a tornado, everyone. Again, south of Urbana, same storm that moved through Miami County earlier. This system is pushing through Champaign County. This is a tornado warning that lasts until 2 a.m. this morning. So for another 24 minutes, this area will be warned. So I saw somebody sent me a message here on Facebook earlier about Mechanicsburg. I would be ready to go in your shelter here any second if you are in Mechanicsburg, because this storm, this potential tornado, the evidence that I do see where there might be some rotation, it is just south of Urbana, and it looks like it is moving a little bit toward the east. So if you are in Mechanicsburg, again, I would be ready to get in shelter here in a second. You are just barely within that tornado warning. That doesn't mean that if you're outside the tornado warning, you're scot-free. I mean, the meteorologists at the National Weather Service try to do the best they can to draw where they expect this tornado to go, this potential tornado to go. And just because if you're just outside, it doesn't mean you're necessarily in the clear. So I'm telling you, if you're in Mechanicsburg, you're going to want to be ready in here in a second, just in case you do need to seek shelter. So if you are in Urbana, especially south of Urbana, south of, what is that, US 36, you need to be in your shelter. Potential tornado is going to cross some of these roads here, 3 Mile Road, Dugan Road. What is this one? This is North Ludlow Road. Also Madden Road, Harper Road. You're going to want to pass, you're going to want to be in shelter because we do see some indication of rotation here across the region.
And again, Robert, right now, I know Kirsty Zontini has just joined us, so she'll be jumping in here helping as well. But again, the only thing that we're hearing is over 14,000 power outages. We're hearing I-75 southbound closed at mile marker 105. That's just south of 571. News Center 7's Brandon Lewis is headed there. There's a look at the power outages. We've had one tornado warning expire. Now we have another one that's lasting till 2 o'clock. That is in the Urbana area, Champaign County. Robert is looking at that potential debris field. If anybody, you need to be in your safe spot. If you are seeing in a path of what he's been showing you, if you can hear our voice, this is something that if you live in those areas, take this very seriously because it's dark. You cannot see it coming, and a lot of times when there's heavy rain, it's even harder to see a tornado. So if you live in these areas, the Mechanicsburg, the Urbanas, anywhere where you see or hear us talking about those particular areas, you need to definitely stay safe. Robert?
And that's the thing with the technology we have now. You don't have to turn on the TV super loud and get in your safe place. I mean, we're streaming live right now on WHIO.com. I believe we're streaming on the app. We're on TV right now, sure, but you can watch us on your phone, you can watch us on your laptop, you can watch us on your tablet, and my buddy Parker Test is in radio right now. We are live on 1290 AM and 95.7 FM. You can take our coverage with us in your safe place, and we'll give you the latest information. I'll let you know if you're in the clear. Even if you're technically still in the tornado warning, I'm going to let you know if you're in the clear. But right now, we do have a tornado warning in central and eastern Champaign County. That includes Urbana. That does include, just barely includes Mechanicsburg. It does include North Lewisburg as well. So if you're anywhere within that triangle, you're going to want to be in shelter. I'm going to pull up, I'm going between these products here to see if we have any circulation. I'd say the good news is that the latest sweeps are looking a little bit better. I'm not seeing as great of indication as indicator for circulation. So that's definitely some good news. Let's turn on the Doppler here. Yeah, so it is looking better, but still, you're going to want to stay in your shelter still at this point because some scans look worse than others, some scans look better than others, and considering this storm has had a history of producing some decent circulation and we've seen some evidence of debris here on several products, I would still stay in your shelter. Do you have something, Gabby?
I'm looking at some of the reports. People are saying some areas in here that they are just heavy winds.
Yeah.
They've lost power. They said that it sounded really scary for a moment, but now it's quiet. So these are moving very fast, like you said.
And the Weather Service says they're continuing the tornado warning through parts of Champaign County. There's no confirmation of a tornado, which If you remember that one earlier in Miami County, the polygon actually turned purple, which is an indication of a confirmed tornado. And this is that same cell, but the National Weather Service is indicating there's no confirmation of a tornado from radar at this point. And again, it's dark too, so these storm spotters go out. They can't necessarily see the tornado. It's dangerous to chase at night, but at the very least, some very strong winds have moved through or just south of Urbana, and they're moving east from there toward Mutual and Mechanicsburg. So you're going to want to stay inside. You're going to want to stay in a sturdy building, because even if there isn't necessarily an actual tornado on the ground, there does seem to be evidence of a potential tornado, and there's strong wind. We're still dealing with strong wind moving across the region. You'll notice that tornado warning is embedded within a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. The good news is that there's actually only 2 severe thunderstorm warnings here across our area at this point. It includes all of Clark County and really the northern part of Greene County. There's a heavy band now moving through Clinton County. You're not under a warning right now, but I would expect it to be a little bit boomy there here in the next couple minutes, especially in Wilmington. You've already had a line of storms though, but Clinton County is experiencing some heavy rain likely here in the next little bit. But as of right now, we only have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and that's going to be really Clark County, Champaign County, and then eastern Logan County. So the main threat aside from those 2 is the tornado warning, and it looks like I haven't had an update from the tornado warning yet. I'm going to log on to my Facebook stream here to see how any other interest. So I'm interacting with you live as well on Facebook to get any updates that you may have. We received that update about the truck earlier, so I really appreciate that. And also any kind of questions and concerns you have. I know a lot of you are worried about your town and your county. Like I mentioned, if you are in a county that includes I-75, or if you are west of I-75, if you're in Indiana, you're in the clear at this moment. We're mainly looking at our eastern counties, especially Champaign County, as that potential tornado moves through. So yes, Montgomery County is fine. You're still looking at lots of heavy wind. Looks like, yeah, Dayton is in the clear. Let's see, I'm reading some of your comments here. Yes, if you're in Fairborn, you're fine. You can go to bed. It looks like it's just going to be, it's going to be a little bit windy here, but if you're in Fairborn, you can go to bed. Yes, Dominique. If you're in Wapakoneta, yes, you can go to bed as well. So again, I would still keep your phone on just in case. And NOAA weather radio just in case as well, in case something pops up. But that main line, as we expected, it slowed down a little bit, but the main line is moving through fairly quickly. And so I would say, by 2:30, this heavy line should be out of here. And so we got to hold on a little bit longer. I'm going to go back into this tornado warning. It is now in east central Champaign County, just really between North Lewisburg and Mechanicsburg. So those are the 2 areas I'm focused on really at the moment. You can see if you were somewhere along South State Route 559 between Mechanicsburg and North Lewisburg, I would still be in shelter at this moment because you are still under a tornado warning. Let's pull up some of these products here. And so, okay, so this is some good news. I'm not seeing as great an indicator of rotation here at all on this product, so that's good. Now, we did see some evidence of potential debris earlier. Let me pull that up and see. Yeah, I'm not even seeing that either anymore. So that is some good news. Now, I'll tell you if it's safe to get out of shelter. I'm not going to make you stay in your shelter in a tornado warning when the threat's obviously passed. But I would say if you're in eastern Champaign County, especially between North Lewisburg and Mechanicsburg, just stay in there a little bit longer because, just because we have a couple good scans doesn't necessarily mean that the threat isn't still there. So if you are in eastern Champaign County, you need to stay in your shelter. If you are around Champaign County, if you're in Logan or Clark County, then I would say stay inside. But you'll notice too that the flashing yellow boxes, those are the severe thunderstorm warnings. Those have been shaved off quite a bit. And so we're really looking at far eastern Logan County, eastern Champaign, and eastern Clark County, which are under these severe thunderstorm warnings. So where you can see some wind gusts potentially of at least 60 miles per hour. Still a little bit breezy there, but a lot of this threat is now pushing off toward the east fairly rapidly. So we're going to stay on the air as long as this tornado warning is up. But until then, we're going to have to wait a little bit. But the main threat, again, is pushing off toward the east at this moment. And since the system has come a little bit later, that's been some good news for us. It would have come a little bit earlier. There would have been a little bit more energy for a lot of this to tap into. So we're mainly just looking at some strong winds. Let's get the latest update with the power outages too, if y'all want to pull that up. And let me see, it doesn't look like there's been too much change, but most of these counties now have some power outages. And I know it says 0 in Champaign and 0 in Clinton, but I imagine those are going to populate here fairly soon. So you'll notice the counties with the most power outages are going to be Mercer County, they're going to be Darke County, and they're going to be Preble County as well. We've got those 3 counties in red where there are over 2,000 power outages across the region. Now, we also have about 1,300 in Butler, over 1,500 in Shelby County, Miami County, where we potentially saw a tornado move through. Y'all have some power outages there. So this is why it's important to have a charged cell phone, because again, you can watch me live on your cell phone. That is the beauty of technology. It's so great to be a weatherman in this time because you're not just relegated to the television. You can watch our coverage here at WHIO with you in your safe place. And again, we are broadcasting on radio on 1290 AM and 95.7 AM. That's WHIO FM. We're looking at, we also stream on our website. We stream on the app. And yes, the old-fashioned way here on television as well. So power outages across much of the area. Unfortunately, you're probably going to be dealing with these power outages for a little while, as not only as the system comes through are we seeing some power outages, but we are expecting strong winds throughout much of the day tomorrow, as we are under a wind advisory here in a few hours. But obviously it's still breezy out there, but we will be under a wind advisory all day tomorrow, indicating, and in fact, I'm not going to be, if it's strong enough, I wouldn't be surprised if there might be a few counties under a high wind warning. We'll have to watch, but regardless, we're all under a wind advisory tomorrow for basically the entire day, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. is when it's issued for the region. So as this system pushes through, it's going to be fairly windy. Now, we're still looking at these areas in the eastern, really these far eastern areas of the Miami Valley, which are still under some severe thunderstorm warnings, but we're still hanging on to that tornado warning. So we're just going to stay on here a little bit longer until this is allowed to expire or it's canceled. This is until 2 a.m., so it's at least up for another 13 minutes. Gabby?
Just talking with our crews here, and again, we're getting some information. Southbound I-75 closed at 105. That is, according to Steve Baker, Wapakoneta, Auglaize County. Also, the Sheriff's Office, I believe this is Miami County, now confirming there's storm damage, barns down, trees down, 25A and State Route 718. So, as well as Lytle Road. So that is what they're hearing as well. Steve Baker also talking, I've been in communication with him. Thank you, Steve, for being awake with us. Lytle Road and County Road 25A. There's a fire dispatch there at that location to check out some storm damage or whatever's happening there. That confirms with what the crews told our folks just a few minutes ago. So,
I mean, we're really looking at a good part of the night here. A lot of you now are safe and can go to bed. I know I'm getting tons of comments. Is Sydney safe? Yes, Sydney's okay. If you're in New Carlisle, you're okay. If you are, and where else do we have? Several of you are asking Springfield, you're okay. So I'm going to zoom out here, and honestly, even if you're in Champaign County at this point, you're still under the tornado warning, but the threat has really pushed off toward the east, out. It is, okay, it is being canceled. There it is, there it goes. And so it looks like it's being pushed near, just north of Marysville. So that is just outside of our viewing area. What we're left with here is just the severe thunderstorm warning. Even that threat is really pushed off. So the threat for severe weather this evening has diminished, it seems like. I do want to mention one more thing, though. Even though we don't have a warning necessarily in Clinton County, there is a nice little line of storms moving into Clinton County at the moment. So I'm going to zoom in there real quick. It looks like you might be seeing some gusty winds here in Wilmington, Sabina, New Vienna. You're probably going to be seeing some strong winds here briefly. But so aside from that, it looks like most of the viewing area is in the clear. If you're in Dayton watching me, and if you're anywhere but Clinton County, you're in the clear right now. Even though Clinton County doesn't have a warning, I would say just stay inside for a little bit in case something pops up. But the threat for severe weather here is really beginning to diminish. And before we go, I mean, where is Brandon right now?
He's actually in Troy. Troy. I just was told he is in
Okay.
Troy, and if you want to take a look, and I don't know if they can take that his shot of Storm Tracker 7 there. Things have really calmed down, but again,
Okay.
we were just hearing just a few minutes ago, Miami County, talking with Steve Baker, talking with someone else, that there's barns down, trees down, potentially 25A, State Route 718, as well as something happening on Lytle Road. So storm damage, there has been some storm damage, whether that was a possible tornado or just very high winds, which you were tracking live here on Channel 7. That is something that you know is going to take a little time to determine.
Okay.
We had 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported.
Yeah.
Like officially, and that was in Dayton and another point south. So 70-mile-per-hour winds is going to give you damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there wasn't a tornado.
And I mean, it makes sense. We have so many power outages across the region. Let's pull that up too before we go. We still have major power outages across the region, almost 15,000 people without power. And so these are going to be trickling in here. So if you see zero, I mean, we're going to see some numbers pop in here. But at least at this moment, as of 1:40 a.m., we are looking at just under 15,000 without power, a majority of which are kind of along the state line there in Mercer, Dark, and Preble County. And then 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported at the airport. We had mentioned the fact that we would see some strong winds of at 60 miles per hour, but our area did have a risk of seeing some wind gusts above 70, and it looks like that's confirmed, and that's at the airport. So that's the official climatological record, is what's taken at the airport in Vandalia. And so yes, power outages across the region. Unfortunately, we do have the risk for wind tomorrow, so it's still going to continue to be windy tomorrow. So even though this main line of storms is over with, it looks like really, if you're in we're done with the warnings at this point. So we're looking good here. If you're in Clinton County, there's that line of storms coming through. You're going to want to just stay up just a little bit longer just in case. But we're looking good here as far as severe weather. There are now no more tornado warnings across the region. Okay, see, as I mentioned that, we're now under a severe thunderstorm warning in Clinton County. So that main line of storms, let's zoom into that area real quick, and I'm going to show you. I mean, this does include technically the extreme far southeastern side of Greene County, but I'm mainly looking at Wilmington, Sabina, New Vienna. That eastern half of Clinton County is now under a severe thunderstorm warning, so there's likely some strong wind with potentially with this storm. And honestly, aside from that 70-mile-per-hour wind gust I saw in Dayton, we've been seeing a lot of the more consistently persistent strong wind down toward the south. So let me pull up this product real quick and see if I can't kind of ping some wind speeds. Now this is really close to the radar, so some of these might be a little bit distorted. So I'm only getting about 30 miles per hour or so. But this line of storms definitely has the potential of bringing in, has the potential of bringing in some stronger wind gusts there near Clinton County. Let me pull you back up in here. So yeah, so again, I mentioned if you're anywhere but Clinton County, you're okay. You can go to sleep at this point. If you're in Clinton County, you might want to just hang on a little bit longer as this line of storms comes through. And what I mean by a little bit longer is I'd say 20 minutes as this line moves through, just in case we do see something kind of pop up. But aside from eastern Clinton County, it looks like we are all in the clear at this point. It's going to continue to be a little windy. It's going to continue to be a little rainy, but the threat for severe weather is greatly diminished at this point, and don't expect any more chances of tornadoes or anything like that. But if you're in eastern Clinton County, just keep an eye out for the next 20 minutes as this pushes through, because it's going to be a little bit windy.
And I was just looking, I was getting some alerts. A lot of people asking me about Greene County, so I just wanted to ask about that as well, because you know, I'm seeing some things on here too, coming from the sheriff's office, and looking at what you're tracking as well. But you said that they should be okay?
Yeah, Greene County's in the clear now. I mean, that main line has just exited the eastern line of Greene County and is now out of our viewing area. So you're in Xenia, you're in Bellbrook, you're in Cedarville, you're in Yellow Springs, you're good. So everyone is good at this point. It's just going to be a little windy, might be a little rumbly, still might be a rumble of thunder here or there, still going to be a little wet. It's just, I would say, if you're in eastern Clinton County, you're looking at a severe thunderstorm warning, some gusty conditions down there. Eastern Clinton County, stay up for the next 20 minutes. But the rest of us, we're looking good everywhere else. And so we do have that severe thunderstorm warning. Even though it lasts till 2:30 in Clinton County, I would say, yeah, the next 20 minutes, we should be pretty good. Let me get any more. We got some wind reports here. Looks like in Wilmington, this just popped up. Have a thunderstorm wind gust of 61 miles per hour. And again, that's the threshold for these severe thunderstorm warnings. They issue a severe thunderstorm warning for, well, for two reasons, really. A tornado is going to produce a tornado warning, but a strong wind gust of 58 miles per hour, it's arbitrary, it's technically 50 knots. So about 58, 60 miles per hour, they're going to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. And then also hail. If hail is the size of an inch, about the size of a quarter, then they're going to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. That's what those are issued for. Tornado warning, obviously, for a tornado. So the main threat we've been looking at, I think the largest hail report I saw was 0.75. There might be one bigger than that, but it's really been the wind that's been the main threat. And now that I am continuing to talk, this line of storms is now pushing past Wilmington. So Sabina, you're probably about to get some strong wind here. New Vienna is probably about to get some strong wind here. But this is exiting the county. So we've had wind gusts, several wind gusts. Over the 60s, we've had some wind gusts at the 70s, and like Kirsty said, we actually had some wind gusts near 70 miles per hour, and that was in Dayton. And so it's been a very windy evening. Here's the latest report. This is from, that's out of our viewing area, excuse me. So we've had some reports of the fallen trees, the fallen power lines. We've got the power outages, and so I just want to let you know that since the severe threat is over with, for the most part, we're looking at gusty winds for tomorrow. So even though severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings might be out of the picture, it's going to be very windy tomorrow, especially as we move into the afternoon. So keep that in mind.
Well, and I can also tell you that Brandon Lewis, he is in Casstown right now. He's going to be checking out those places that you said that there could have been a possible tornado, and from there he'll go to Lytle Road. And anytime, obviously, there's any warnings, tornado warnings, we would break in here on programming. But our crews will be here throughout the night. They will be gauging, looking at all the damage. They will be here to offer up pictures. And if you see anything once you're able to get out of your safe space, let us know. Make sure that you upload those. And Robert, is there anything else that you need to look at here?
No, that's what we have. So, I mean, if you are, you're safe. You can go to sleep. All of you watching, if you are in eastern Clinton County, hang on another 15 minutes. So if you're east of Wilmington, just hang on another 15 minutes. Anywhere else, any other town you can think of that is not in eastern Clinton County or any county outside of Clinton County, you're in the clear. So you can go to sleep. Things are okay. Just be aware. You might hear a rumble of thunder. You're going to hear a little bit of rain. You'll probably hear a little bit of wind. But yes, you're okay.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for joining us. And of course, if anything changes, we will be here for you tonight. And also thank you for sending in all that information. And thank you for tuning in tonight and letting us help keep you safe. So if anything happens, again, we'll break into programming. And Robert, you're good for the night right now, at least for now?
We're good. Y'all get some sleep.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Be safe, everyone.